Hello everyone and welcome to another Getting Stuff Painted, my bi-weekly give or take update on things I've been painting for the channel for the various games we cover here, and also to hopefully encourage you to get painting as well. It's the perfect time to if you're still stuck indoors with lockdown, depending on where you are. It's very relaxing, distracting. Take it from someone who has trouble relaxing sometimes, painting is a wonderful distraction for it, and it doesn't matter how good or bad you think your painting skills are, the process of doing it is the part that matters. So anyway, we have for you some stuff from Godtear. We have Marvel Crisis Protocol, we've got Wasteland Warfare, and then we've got a chunk of little minis from the Resident Evil 2 board game. We'll start over here, we'll work from left to right as always. So, from Godtear we have Shale and Landslide, who you have seen in the most recent battle report if you watched it, but didn't do any close-ups of them. So here is the finish that I did on Shale. Again, everything done with contrast more or less, obviously just flock on the base for the grass. And I think silver is the only colour on this that is not contrast. He didn't really have his colour scheme is very nebulous if you look at the official art. Couldn't tell what was lighting and what was colour, so I just went with what I liked. I think it's Skeletal Horde for the robe colour, kind of like what I did for the Heretic in the Batman miniature game, and Militarum green for that. And then just Basilicanum grey, Warp Lightning green, Wildwood. And then we have his banner, forgot about that. His little banner, I can't remember if I showed this last time because it was done as a little bit of a test. Not too keen on how that came out, I wanted it to look like it was glowing, like he was empowering it, but didn't really turn out as well as I would have hoped. Now this is his construct, his rock construct, Landslide. Really like this mini, it looks so imposing, it looks like a Shadow of the Colossus boss. Basilicanum grey with a dry brush of grey sear over the top, and Vulpus pink for the kind of like energy inside the runes on him. And then Nazdrag yellow for the gold top. And again, just flock on the base. But yeah, I really like this mini. It would hurt a lot if he punched you. And I just PVC'd some of the flock to him to make it look like he just rose out the ground. But yeah, I'm happy with how that one turned out. Which is very rare for me, because usually I'm always unhappy with something. So we also definitely have seen Grimgut before, because I did a painting video on him, but if you want some extreme close-ups and better lighting, it's always bad lighting by the time I finish a painting video because it's like mid to late afternoon. The sun hasn't reached Scotland yet. So there's Grimgut in his disgusting glory. My dog is beneath me and the tripod. What are you doing here? You're going to knock the camera? Okay, she moved. But yeah, I haven't touched anything else on Grimgut. That's the base finish, because I remember when I did eventually finish the video, it hadn't finished drying. All cracked with Agrax over the top just to make it look a little bit dirtier, like a horrible desert, which is where he's from, presumably. So, just one mini from Wasteland Warfare. Easing back on Wasteland Warfare a little bit because I hate that contrast paint is very hard to use, although I am very happy with how this Sentry Bot turned out. Once I painted the base, I did a topping of Blood Angel's red contrast, because if you've seen them in the game, they have like this really powerful red light in front of them, so you know which way they're facing if you're trying to stealth them. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Grey Seer base, silver just over the whole thing, and then over the armour plating I just applied Black Templar contrast to try and get it to how it looks in like Fallout 76 and Fallout 4. And then used very light highlighting with Blood Angel's red where I think the light would be from his face. And yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out rather. But as I say, Wasteland Warfare, it's because the models are so hard to paint with contrast, and contrast is how I like painting now, that's been putting me off churning stuff out for that, combined with the fact that my survivors suck. Sorry to say, but if you kept up with the battle reports, the AI battle reports, my survivor team is awful, and I don't know how to make them better. I might do some smaller scale matches where they're like, because I don't want to just give them better gear, because that feels like cheating. But if I make them, like, for instance, raid a supply depot guarded by one of these, and they've got to take him out or sneak around him, that's more like something that would make sense to go steal some better weapons that they could use. But I have no idea how to, because the survivor stats just seem so terrible compared to everything else. I'm open to advice on that, honestly, if you're more familiar with the survivor faction of Wasteland Warfare than I am. So let's swap these around and show Proxima Midnight again, because again she had a painting video as well, so not much to see here. Haven't changed anything on her since the video, so she is as she was. Very happy with how the chest piece turned out. It's been a while since I've used Necron Compound Dry Brush. And the last time I used it, I don't think I liked the effect, but for her it was perfect for what I was looking for, once the Null oil had sunk into the recesses of her armour. So yeah, she turned out alright. And again, there's a painting video on her if you didn't see. Her husband, Corvus Glaive, basically just Black Templar contrast over the whole thing, and then a dry brushing of, I think it's called the Fang? Is that what it was called? No, Fenrisian Grey. It's a grey with a very blue kind of tint, dry brushed over just his armour to try and make it stand out differently to his cape. Nazdrag on his spear, I've forgotten what it's called. Or it's glaive. The glaive is in the name. But I think it has a unique name, it's not just his glaive. He turned out okay. I'm more happy with how Proxima turned out, honestly, but again, I think from tabletop distance, he looks acceptable. The gold, I originally just used normal gold paint and I didn't like it, so then I went over the gold with the Nazdrag yellow, and I like it better now. The Nazdrag yellow is just what colour is on the glaive. It's okay, it's fine. For the face, that is Agraxor's shade over... Oh, it's a normal paint that's good for Tau skin. If you're familiar with 40k, I've forgotten the name offhand, I apologise. If you ask me in the comments, if you are desperate to mimic that effect, I can go check, but I don't have it handy, so I can't tell you immediately right now. But yeah, it's just Agrax over that, and it turned out the colour it's supposed to be, if nothing else. So last, this big pile of minis for the Resident Evil 2 board game, trying to get prepped to bring that back. I'm still going to need to do 2 more dogs, probably 2 more corpses, and like 10 to 15 more zombies. Maybe another liquor as well, I'm not sure. But let's start here. I did the other 2 base game playable characters just because they're part of the set. So Claire Redfield. It was interesting working with such small minis again, because I've been working with so many that are on like 35mm or bigger. So it was weird. Not necessarily bad, just different. There's less detail to pick out, but they're also quicker, so... Our Lord and Saviour Kendall. Kendall has quite a storied history in our digital game of Resident Evil 2. We played through all the A and B scenarios over on Flix Gaming stuff, and one of us was playing as Kendall. And by the end of the game, despite only having 1 evade dice, good old Kendall here was like dodging tyrants and William Birkin like it was nothing and wielding a grenade launcher in each hand. It was wonderful. There's one zombie dog which I think had a miscast, because I'm not sure what this pile of detritus at his foot is meant to be, so I made it a gore pile. But I think it might have just been a melted bit of plastic. And again, these are small, so I apologise if I can't get them in like super good view, but I'll do my best with the camera I have. So yeah, 2 zombie doggles. And then let's see the liquors. Basically followed the exact same scheme I did for the G Mutant, which I showed off last painting update, so if you're curious about how that was achieved, this look right here, I'll go into detail in that video. It's mostly just flesh contrast and washes over the top and with a little bit of orange for the muscle lines. That's nothing fancy. And Agrax over everything as well, because it works really well in small minis. So I don't know how many corpses I really need to show you. I did them in batches of 2, so like there's 2 yellow shirts with jeans, simple as, and then I did 2 corpse bases, 2 cop corpse bases is what I meant to say there. Again, just not like full production line, but just trying to get through them quickly because they're guys in shirts and trousers, and that's it. And then 2 white shirts. This is a bit more interesting because I wanted the zombies to look like the actual zombie models from the original Resident Evil 2. So I tried to make, this is the female one, like one of 2 female zombies in the original Resident Evil 2. Tried to match her up as best as I could. I went looking for references and everything. And I'm actually kind of happy with how that turned out, believe it or not. These zombies, they come in yellow shirts and they come in black shirts. So I did this one in a black shirt, but I'll probably do some in the yellow shirt, like the corpse on the floor as well. Again, just trying to base it on the models of the original PS1 game. And then 2 cops. But again, before Resident Evil 2 board game does return to the channel, there's a lot more painting to do. I'm also considering doing some upgrading of filming equipment for that, because this camera has an overheating issue. But yeah, 2 zombie cops. Definitely need to paint a lot more zombies. A couple dogs, as I said. The corpses might be enough, and we have the player characters done, because Leon and Ada are done from last time. But yeah, that is a lot of stuff done. Next time there'll be more Godtear, I think. There might be some Batman returning. Definitely more Resident Evil 2. And there is still a backlog of new Crisis Protocol minis to paint. Hawkeye, the new Black Widow, Who else? Gamora and Nebula as well. So I hope this was entertaining and also has encouraged you to get the paint out. Paint D&D minis, whatever you want, and if you have been painting minis, feel free to tag me on Twitter and show me. I always look at them. Don't always remember to retweet them, but I like seeing what other people are working on as well. Thank you for watching this. Stay safe, stay at home, get painting your grey pile of shame, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now.